Okay, let's dive right into the Philco. Good afternoon, YouTube, on this nice Monday afternoon. It's 4:48. No, I'm sorry, 4:40. It's even hard for me to see that sometimes. Anywho, this is what we have on the bench. What I thought I would do, and I know I have the, like I said, these are the caps that are going to be used to replace the ones in the can cap. I think the first thing I want to do is try to get that done. Not done, but I mean get that apart and take a look, see how much trouble it's going to be to get that done. I'd also like to get this alligator part. I don't know if that's wood too. Probably is, with just the covering on it. Like I said, I want to get all this part here redone. You can see it's not in the best shape as far as it needs a little glue there, but it's workable. I mean, it will move, and we'll get that part of it done. I just kind of like to take this all apart, and this screw here is not put on correctly because it's sticking out too far. Anyway, I like to take this apart and basically see how big of a problem it's going to be to get the chassis out, and I'll do all the work on the chassis and separately with the case. I think it's the best bet on that. Looks to me like these two screws here have to come out, so let's get those out. Oh, I see some of them. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, Bill put the schematic and the note. There's your tubes list, and he's got the prices and everything, and that's nice. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I love that face, Bill. Is that you or me? Anyway, like I said, this is going to be the last thing I do, probably buy new tubes. I want to get all the hardware done, hardware part of it done. That includes cleaning the chassis, and he's got the bubble wrap stuck in there good. You did a good job, Bill. I like it. I like it a lot. And we'll get all this out of the way, and I'm going to put all this stuff back into the box, and it's going to go out to the garbage. I don't even think I want to keep it for anything. Oh, that is loose. Did not know that. Well, we'll get it out, but like I said, it's just so this separates from that. That's good. I think this one needs a little bit of love here. It doesn't want to move very much. So we'll get some work done on that. And see, yeah, it's definitely loose in there, so we got to figure out how to get that out. I see a nut down at the bottom. Not saying that's it, but there's a nut. These wires here have been disconnected, so I'm going to guess that's probably it. There's our cord and our battery plug. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I want to get the there's your speaker, and that's connection, or that holds the chassis onto the speaker. I think probably to take it out, we'll just loosen that up, or maybe get it out without I guess these are the speaker wires Bill was talking about, I'm assuming. So that's good. So anyway, like I said, first job, or job number one to me, is getting this out so it can be worked on. Looks like one of the IF cans is new. Well, there's a big difference in them, we'll put it that way. here's our cap, and Bill said they do screw down, or it did screw down, so it does. I can see that. So let's see what else it has to come off here to get that off. I do not see any. Okay, here's your knobs up in here. I was wondering about those holes. The knobs are up there. That's what it is. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm thinking, like I said, if we get this nut off here, I think that will allow us to get the rest of the radio loose. This blue wire attaches here according to where it's at right now, so we can unloosen that also. I think maybe it just goes with the radio, though. I don't know. Cord doesn't look too bad. Seen probably better days, but it's not bad right now. I think it can be used. And so, like I said, there's not sure what's supposed to hold that up there. Maybe another knob or something like that. I see there's a place for a nut there on this end. Let me see if I can get a nut driver in there and get that nut off. I'm thinking 3/8, but I may be wrong. Well, it turns. So I'm assuming it is 3/8, and I can feel the chassis wants to come out and fall out. So I'll hold it up with my thumb while I get the nut out. I ain't got it all the way out. Almost. I wonder if it's a captive nut. Nope. There it is. Here's something falling down. Okay, I see the, there we go, that's what's coming down. The grill, okay. That's interesting. Alright, there's our empty cabinet, and there's some pieces of this that's come off, it looks like. Doesn't look like that'd be too hard to glue back together. You guys probably not even seeing that, are you? This is what I was talking about. Pieces of that have fallen out. So I have 4, looks like 4. Oh, I see. These are the other, these are, there's what happened. This is part, let me go back in here and look. Get some light. You can see here, this is the part of the wood that came off of that. This was glued in here, I suspect I should say. And part of this strip here, and that one there come off of that end, so I'm sure that's what it is. It needs to be re-glued back in there, like this one over here. You can see this one's still intact. So that's what we're shooting for on the other side. That'll be easy fix, I think. I'm trying to see if that there's any. There's a little bit of looseness to it. I don't know how much, but there's a little bit. But like I said, this will be easy enough to clean up now. We can take a look at the you can see the this will have to be cleaned, and this will have to be gotten off. Like I said, this will have to be re-glued in place to where it will stay and hold the chassis in. So that's that. So yeah, that speaker come out with it, so that's good. Yeah, everything's good. Alright, I'm going to take and cut this off here now and try to get some of this stuff off, and maybe I'll bring you back for a wrap up on it. Alright, I'm back with you once more. I did get the pieces off. They all came off real nice. I just took a pair of pliers and held the screws themselves while I used the nut driver and then screwed all the nuts off. And there are the pieces that came off. I left the screw in the bottom one, so this one goes on the bottom and the rest of that goes on the top. Now this may be a little bit of a problem to get in there and do all this, but I'm going to try, and I think it's well worth it. if I can get that done. Now the rest of it, I took the grate off, like I said, off the speaker. This will clean up pretty good, I'm sure. And like I said, that fits right there on the speaker and works real nice. That's that. Now the rest of this, as I said, I'll take the speaker off, put that somewhere safe, and put some cardboard over it. I can't remember what Bill said about this speaker. It looks to me like he's done some gluing on here, which is good. I mean, it needs to be stiff, or not stiff, but I mean together. So I think that will be okay. If not, we'll have to try to put some, oh, what is that, fingernail polish remover, and get some of that off, and then go from there. But like I say, it'll do for now. And that'll be my next job, I think, is take that speaker off. I don't know if it's hooked up still or not. I doubt it, because there's the wires for it right there, I'm sure. So we'll see if we can't unscrew that real quick. And we'll put the screws over there in the bag. And everything should be hunky-dory. One magnet fighting another there. So, like I said, what I want to do is get the chassis down to this, to where I can take this apart. That's my first job I want to try to do, is get that restuffed. I think I'm going to use some of that fish paper. That's what Bob suggested for the to hold it or keep it from shorting out on the inside. But also I'm going to use shrink wrap on it either too. So should be all right, I think. I'm not really getting into this a lot. I just wanted to take it apart and get some of this stuff done while I'm here. And like I said, I've got to clean up a mess here and in the living room. But all right, let's see if we can get this speaker to come off. There we go. Easy as pie. So yeah, it looks like it'd be all right. Bill did put he said he put a thin coat of that on there, and he sure did. Yeah, well, we'll see. Like I said, let's put that up with some cardboard on it. Now, let's see. This is our screw. I can see it right there that goes for the filter cap to get it out. One of them, anyway. So, I don't know. The other one's probably under this mess here. Looks like that's a resistor, I'm guessing. So just kind of get that out a little bit. Yeah, there's the other one over there. You can see it right there. So those two will come out, I think, and that will come off. I'll need to get an idea where everything goes first before I cut the wires. I'll take a picture of that or something to make sure I get them right back the same way. But it looks to me like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 wires going to it, I think. Doesn't look like it'll be too hard to do. Not really sure what that is. I think it's the bottom of a screw that holds that in, but I don't know why that looks like a solder blob, actually, is what it looks like. I guess that's a possibility. Now, the other thing I was wanting to get, find out about was the switch, power switch. That's over here. I'm thinking that it is. Yeah, that's the tuning right there. So this is the power switch. Let's see what Bill was talking about. Oh, there it is. There it is. Clicks. It's backwards, Bill. I guess it's backwards from what you think it would be, but it clicks. So there is a power switch there. That's good. Real good. So I may not have to mess with that at all, but there is a wire sticking out. I'm sure that's a power wire. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It goes down underneath there. I'm sure it's underneath this. I thought maybe it was on the back side, but it's on the bottom side. Just where the wires for it go. Now there's a good chance that that wire is just probably, or not wire, but switch is broke. Didn't have a very good sound to it. There's our battery wires, trying to keep them out of the way. That looks like the volume control there. So I'm trying to find the, there's a red one right there. I'd say that's part of it. And probably the other wire hooks under there if it was hooked up. Have to get that out and check that out. Not a problem. So we'll do that. I'm like Bill on the dial string. I don't want to break that. So I'm going to do everything in my power to avoid that. Like I said, there's our. Now that's got a nut on it. I think that will lift out this way, I believe, because it's slotted there. So I need to take a picture of that and find out where all that goes. I think that would be advisable. So I'll do all that. Maybe I can do that on video. Give a little extra light on it maybe. I don't really think it's telling me much. Let me try the other light. No, I don't really think that's giving me very much of a clue as to what's what. I'm going to have to separate a little bit more of that to find out exactly what's what. I can see the volume control wires pretty easily, but that switch wiring is not real clear. So I'm going to have to get back in there a little bit further than that. Now also, obviously, we're going to recap this thing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on this side. I think there was another one on the other side, I'm pretty sure. So that's at least 11 caps. Now I may have some of these, but I'll probably have to order a few of them. But that's no problem either. Here's an extra wire for something. Nice to have extra wires. Oh, that's them ones that was cut. I'll have to figure that out, find out where those go. Bill may have said something about it with his thoughts on it, but I didn't see anything. So I thought maybe it had a loop stick. If it does, I don't see it. Maybe that's what it's missing. That's probably what that is, though. I would say that's the antenna wires, just as a guess. Now I know you guys are not seeing what I'm seeing. These wires here is what I'm talking about. I'm guessing those are the antenna wires. Apparently there is no loop stick, but it's not the end of the world. We'll find out for sure. So, like I said, that's going to do me for this time. I probably did more than that now than I really wanted to do, but at least I got a good look at it and find out what's what, where's where, who's who, things like that. So I can at least get some parts ordered, and a good thing I don't have to do the switch, I don't think, maybe, if we can clean it or whatever it needs to work. So that's that. And now this switch here that Bill was talking about, the AC/DC switch, I'm not going to worry about that either. But it's obvious that that's where it plugs in at. And there is a, that obviously comes down to do something to it. Oh, I see it now. Anyway, that's part of it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is part of it. Doesn't seem to do much of anything, to tell you the truth. So, I'm not going to worry about that either, as long as I can get it to work without that. That's all I care about. So again, like I said, you guys have a good day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you.